Lukhanyo Calata attended that briefing. He joins us now for more. Lukhanyo, good afternoon to you. So the SONA address is going ahead as planned, but I think everyone's ears pricked up when Thandi Modise said, as far as they know, whoever is president will be giving the address next Thursday. I mean, it's quite an open-ended statement, but what else could she say after she was pressed by the journalists as to who will be giving the address next week?
Natasha, good afternoon. Yes, I think, look, what else could she say? I think as the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, together with the Speaker of the National Assembly, Baleka, Mbete, the two presiding officers don't really have a choice. They've received a letter from the Office of the President asking to come and address Parliament, an officially open Parliament next week, and give the State of the Nation address. So they are doing their end of their bit. The problem, however, is that there's all this talk about who exactly will come in and deliver that State of the Nation address. I think it's a question that we obviously tried to get answered by Modise and Mbete today, but the only people that can really answer that question is in fact the ANC, because as you know, President Jacob Zuma is a former president of the ANC, and he was elected by the ANC in Parliament or in the National Assembly to serve as President of the Republic. So if he no longer serves as President of the Republic, it is a decision that is borne by the ANC and not by the presiding officers of Parliament. Natasha?
Yeah, and then the other issue that has come up is this motion of no confidence. There are discussions around a possible date. So another looming debate of no confidence in the president on the horizon.
Natasha, it will be the 9th. If it does take place, it will be the 9th motion of no confidence in President Jacob Zuma. I don't know how many more the ANC can actually take and how many more the president himself can survive. But yes, although Speaker Baleka Mbete didn't directly answer my question during the media briefing, afterwards I went up to her and I tried to push her, and eventually she conceded that yes, she and the chief whip of the ANC, Mr. Jackson Tembu, are in discussions around a possible date for yet another motion of no confidence debate in President Jacob Zuma. I think the month of February is going to be a little bit too tight. Because as soon as the State of the Nation address is out, then it will be followed by the debate into the State of the Nation address, and then the budget, and then most likely the month is over. So I think we could potentially be looking at early March for yet a debate on a motion of no confidence in President Jacob Zuma. Natasha?
Yeah, and she also then obviously discussed all the formalities and the processions of the day for SONA, all laid out in that briefing. But the one issue is that sittings of Parliament have been severely disrupted of late. So did she elaborate on security protocol this time around? I know she did mention a smaller press corps will be allowed actually inside the precinct.
Natasha, yes, we as journalists did ask. I mean, as you would recall, that over the years, the presiding officers are always very adamant to say, look, there are no extraordinary security measures. No, we are not doing this. No, we are not doing that. And then only for us to find, once the proceedings are underway, that there's a signal jamming machine inside the National Assembly. Last year, what we saw, we had armed security or armed soldiers on the precinct, you know. So today we did try to push, and once again the presiding officers were very cautious to say that, look, there are no extraordinary security measures that will be taken, but we'll have to wait and see on the day as to how exactly truthful their statements were. On the issue of the media, there's about 1,000 media organizations or 1,000 media personnel that are expected to attend the State of the Nation address. But this year, as you rightly pointed out, they've limited the number to only 66 media that will be allowed inside the National Assembly. I don't know why that is. I mean, it's probably something that we will take up we'll have to take up with this the spokesperson of Parliament, Mr. Moloto Mutapo. But yes, there is a slight slight, I don't want to say clampdown, but there is a slight limiting of the number of journalists that will be allowed inside the National Assembly this time around. Natasha?
Very interesting. So we'll have to wait to see what happens next week. Lukhanyo, thanks so much for that. Our Lukhanyo Calata live from our parliamentary studios.